What's up, everyone? Thrift Barringer here. Zaxby's Glenwood Coaches Show at Mike and Ed's Barbecue, and I am with the head coach of the Glenwood Gators in year number 4. His name is Brian Nelson. Coach, thank you so much. Another year of these Coach Show at Mike and Ed's, baby.
Thank you, Thrift.
Yes, sir.
And, always, first and foremost, we got to shout out Chase.
Yeah.
And, his family and their crew. And always a blessing to be back down here, and I'm just so thankful to have him as a friend. And so thankful for his business that allows us to come down here and share our football family, our coaches, their wives, their kids, and always enjoy a great dinner with great barbecue.
Yeah, no doubt about it, man. And year number 4, as I mentioned, kind of when I started Georgia Alabama Sports Live was your first year here at Glenwood, and we've been on the ride together, man. And now heading into year number 4, let's kind of put your career in a perspective here at Glenwood. How does this ride been, man, as you kind of look back on these last couple seasons?
It's been fun. It has. The first year was very interesting. Kind of transitioning over, and especially losing 3 of the first 5 ball games that first year, and losing the opening 2 out the gate. But I watched that team grow, and that team grew to be a really good football team. And they bought into getting better, and like I do, football's a long season, so it's not really what you do early in the year. It's how you can finish and what you can do, and then. Coming back that second year and building off that first year with, Dallas Crow and his group, senior year, and Lamont and Wesley Graham, and, that was a fun group to coach. And then, obviously, we didn't finish how we wanted to there. And then last year, just a phenomenal year, transitioning leagues, and can't say enough about the foundation that team laid, and winning the region championship our first year, and running the table, having an undefeated regular season.
Wow.
So, just not trying to say the same thing, but obviously the way you finish, we weren't happy with it. But I look back at sports. I've been a sports guy my whole life, and I grew up with my father, and not only just high school, but you watch the colleges, you watch the pros, in all sports. If you know this, there's only going to be one team hold that trophy up. And
that's it.
That's what I think the goal is for everybody. That's the drive for every football team. But a lot of people judge teams and judge coaches off championships, and heck, I like to do the same thing at times, but there's only one Tom Brady, there's only one Bill Belichick, there's only one Nick Saban. So you look at when you look at the total, I guess the effort from the kids and the total wins and the losses from the program here the last 3 years, it's been phenomenal, and we've done a wonderful job. And I tell people all the time, I'm just the head coach, the guy that's driving the car, but I can't thank my assistants enough, and I got such a great assistant coaches and staff. And they really are the backbone of our program, and they're the reason why we're as good as we are.
No doubt about it. I'm glad you brought them up, Coach. That'll be the first thing we talk about here. This offseason, obviously, you transition a lot of great seniors and moving on to play at the next level. How is the offseason? And I'm going to let you shout out your assistant coaches, but talk about as a whole how you feel about your team heading into this year.
I think it's been normal business for us around Glenwood, and I think that's the beauty of it. I was joking with our assistant coach the other day when we kind of installed our pregame warm-ups, and I was like, y'all remember that first year, how hectic it was? And now, our program is into year 4, so you got guys that's been here and done it, and we've done it for a long time now. So, they know the expectations, they know exactly what we got to do and what we're trying to do, and, we like to get into a routine, but, I can't say enough about what our guys have done in the off-season and the summer, and then, the last 2, this is going on week 3 of really preseason, not preseason camp, but week 3 of practice, and I can't say enough about what our guys are doing, and it's hot. There's no way around it. It's hot for everybody, but we're just trying to find new ways to get out there and practice and keep the kids in the best conditions we can while we're on the field.
Yeah.
And I think the game has changed a lot. You look around these big-time schools; they benefit off having the indoors, and they can get inside. And when I've been at previous schools, I had the luxury of being a part of that also. But I think the big thing now is we got to utilize Coach Purdue's gym. We got to utilize Coach K's, volleyball gym, because, you can sit out here and beat yourself up to death and practice, but, these kids can only go hard for so long.
Right.
So we got to get in there, and, we've been doing it for about a week now. I like to do a lot of mental reps inside, and, people are like, well, that's soft. Well, you can say what you want to, but when it's 102 and the heat index is 108, you can only practice with pads and do so much on the field. So, I really try to get our kids and our coaches to buy into walkthroughs, and that's something I think that, since I've been here, we've tried to do a lot, and just, reps, and I want the kids to see what the opponent's doing, and I want us to, to know where we're going on offense, and know what we're doing, and feel confidence in what we're going to do.
Yeah, let's talk about your assistant coach. I want you to shout out every one of them. They have been crucial in your last 4 years. You've talked about it. You haven't had any turnover with your coaches. That is huge in building continuity, consistency in your program.
Right. Well, first I'm gonna start on the defense side of the ball with our defense coordinator. He's done a phenomenal job for us, our program, for our team, Josh McConnell.
Yep.
He's been a staple with me since I've been here.
Coach
and we got a great friendship, not only in the building, but, outside the building. So I can't say enough about his job and his staff on defense. Then we go to the secondary with Coach Jesse Boyd, who's also our special teams coordinator, who's also a baseball coach too, but he's done a phenomenal job for us. We brought back Darius King this year, who was with us our first year. So he's going to help with our kind of our higher position with our linebackers and our safeties also. And then we added a new coach this year, our defense line coach, Matt Bowman. So he's come in with us and he's fit right in. Done a phenomenal job, with our D-line. Also, Coach Matt Gardner's helping with our linebackers also. So we got a good staff defensively.
No doubt.
I like our guys. I like everybody over there. I think we really mesh well together over there. And, we've been on the same page, like you said. They've been with Coach McConnell for a while, so we talk the same language in the defensive meetings, and we know what kind of to expect. And they do a really good job of, getting our guys in the game. We're trying to play a lot of personnel packages and things like that. So that side of the ball has been good. And then I go back to the offense side of the ball, and same offense coordinator been with me the whole time too, for 4 years, Earl Alexander. And I can't say enough about him as a friend also, and coming in. And he's one of the first calls that I made when I took this job. And I've been knowing Earl since I was a senior in high school. And he was a freshman, and the thing about Earl is, he went on to be a really, really great high school football player. But he played for Coach Saban at Alabama and won a national championship. So, was a big-time player up there at Tuscaloosa for the University of Alabama. So, our relationship, even after he got out of playing and stuff with his kids, we've kind of stayed together. And then
no-brainer hire in that.
100%. So, he, like I said, he was one of my first calls, and then I was able to get a steal last year. Another former guy that I coached at Central, Zion Webb. He came in and done a phenomenal job for us coaching our quarterbacks, and he brings that young energy in there. And so he's fresh out of college, so he was another no-brainer for me. And just because of the relationship me and him had ever since he's been 14 years old, and he went through a lot of ups and downs in his career with injuries and having to play young as a freshman, and having to deal with the pressure and things like that.
Right.
We've always had that great relationship, and then Coach Tyler March coming back for his second year on our offensive line. He's one of the, if not the best, one of the best offensive line coaches I've been around. He's a very, very good sound technician type coach. Does a phenomenal job with those guys. One thing I really love about Tyler is he builds a lot of relationships with our players outside the building.
Right.
So he's one of these coaches that cares about the kids. He'll call, he'll text, and he wants to know what they're doing outside the building. So that's one of his great traits too. And then, last but not least, the Hall of Fame guru, my father.
If
Coach
you
Ron.
did not bring him up, come on now.
Well, I'm not going to forget him, so I know he's watching, so shout out to you, Dad. And I can't thank him enough. It's just, just stuff that the knowledge he has about just stuff that people don't think about, whereas, we're sitting in my office today and we're talking about this, we're talking about that, and he just pops up and out of the blue he's like, hey, you thought about this? I was like, you know what? Thank you for saying that, because no, I haven't. But you know what? That's a heck of an idea. So let's do it. So with his knowledge and just doing it for over 40 years, and he's seen everything. He's done everything.
Right.
So can't thank him enough for just I know he's older in age right now, and it's tough on him with the heat, but just he's very much I'm his son. So obviously I don't fall far from the tree, but he is such a sports guy. And he loves the game. He loves being around the kids, and he loves the thrill of scheming things up and coaching his kids. So, and I can't forget about our kicking coach Eddie Miranda. Also.
Yeah.
Eddie's been with me since I've been here for 4 years also. So he does another great job with our kickers. We got a punter and we got 2 kickers right now, and he just sits back there and works those guys to death. So we've always had a strong kicking game. So.
Always. That's what I'm saying. Top in this area, Coach.
For sure.
But I do want to ask. And you're making mention about your coaching staff, but you're proudly wearing the G hat. You got it on your chest. What is it like being a part of this Glenwood family? Did you know before you kind of got into it? But it's totally different when you're ingratiated in the family, man.
No, totally did not know. And I tell everybody, I'm a Fayetteville City guy.
You are?
Okay? I grew up a Red Devil, okay? And I have no shame to tell anybody I'm a Central Red Devil. That's my roots. That's what made me. And I still love all my friends at Central. I still love the school. Still love everything over there, because it made me who I am. but I took this job on leap of faith.
Yeah.
And, you know, when you kind of Central and you kind of Glenwood, you don't know what to expect when you have never been there. So when I took the job, it was a learning experience at first, but it took me about 6 months to really figure out, man, what a great place.
Right.
Man, what great people.
No doubt.
Man, what a great family this is. So I can't thank the Glenwood family enough for opening not only me, but my family, my wife now, my little girl. We got another little boy that's fixing to come.
Congratulations, baby.
It's going to be here in November. And I just can't say enough about the administration, the teachers, and the fans. And
awesome.
It's just the close family knit that Glenwood has. And that's who I am. That's what I grew up with my dad. That's what we had when I grew up at Central. It's just family. And that's one thing I love about Glenwood.
Awesome, man.
It's almost like everybody's got everybody's back. So,
yeah.
Again, just looking forward to year number 4. And
yeah.
hopefully we can do what we've done the previous 3 years and win a lot of ball games and put a great product on the field.
Well, we're going to take a break. When we come back from break, we're going to talk about that product on the field. They got a huge game. It's finally, talking season's done. It's Valley and Glenwood this Friday night. We'll go into more detail with Coach on the Glenwood Coaches Show here at Mike and Ed's on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
It's a great day for a new Chevrolet from Glenn Smith in Opelika. Hit the road in a rugged new full-size Chevy Silverado with discounts up to $12,250 off MSRP. New Chevy Traverse, the spacious and comfortable ride with affordable pricing. Now with discounts up to $4,000 off MSRP. People from all over the USA are coming to Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Get ready to drive and get ready to smile.
Imagine making your dreams a reality, achieving your goals and aspirations, and having a financial partner that understands your dreams never sleep. At Kinetic Credit Union, we're more than just a bank. We're 40,000 members strong with local service, personal connections, and a nationwide network. Leading edge technology to help you make financial decisions easier, smarter, and safer. We are Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
It's a great day for a new Chevrolet from Glenn Smith in Opelika. Hit the road in a rugged new full-size Chevy Silverado with discounts up to $12,250 off MSRP. New Chevy Traverse, the spacious and comfortable ride with affordable pricing. Now with discounts up to $4,000 off MSRP. People from all over the USA are coming to Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Get ready to drive and get ready to smile.
Mike and Ed's Barbecue. You can smell their butts from miles. I cannot wait to stuff my face with their barbecue sandwiches. It's the Glenwood Coaches Show here with Coach Ryan Nelson. All right, year number 4. This is your favorite time of year. Unfortunately, it was also hot as heck today. We can't wait for it to get more fall weather, but how is week of preparation looking like heading into the Valley? And we'll talk about Valley in just a moment. I just want to talk about what it's looking like practice-wise for the guys.
Well, you come into this thing and you got 2 weeks, then you got to get ready to play a ball game. So you can't lose sight of you got to get better. It's so early in the season. Now, we're ready to play somebody else. We're tired of kind of beating on each other. But you take the first 2 weeks and we really, it's preseason camp mode. I mean, you look at the NFL right now, they're in training camp.
Right.
You look at college football, everybody's in preseason camp. And when you're in preseason camp, you're not preparing for an opponent. You're trying to get better at your fundamentals, your skills, and you're really not scheming on anything. So we kind of transitioned last Friday. We started kind of installing our game plan on Valley. So, we're in day 2 on Valley right now. But today, our Mondays are pretty simple. And I tell the coaches, it's always on Monday, a get better Monday.
Yeah.
So we kind of toward the end of practice, we do start worrying about our opponent on Mondays. But we take Mondays, no matter win, lose, or draw on Friday, we got to go back to work. We got to get better on Monday. And you hit the nail on the head, boy. It was hot today, and it was really hot. So today was probably the hottest day we've been a part of. We were blessed that first week, which is 2 weeks ago, where I don't think the sun popped out all week.
No,
so
it was rain, cloudy.
Yeah, so it was great that week. But It's business as usual. I mean, I think our guys, I'm not one of these coaches that say, oh, we had the best Monday practice that you can think of, so we're going to play Good Friday, or we had a terrible practice, so we're going to play bad. So I'm kind of over that. I guess you say, a veteran coach now. I've been around a long time, so I just kind of try to have tunnel vision when we leave the building on Sunday night, and just really do everything I can as a coach to try to prepare our guys and our coaches for every situation that may arrive on Friday. And I feel like if we can, handle situational football, and we can do the little things right, then you're going to give yourself a chance to win in the end. That's all we want to do.
Coach, now let's talk about Valley. What do you know about them? Obviously, last year kind of set the tone for what was a sensational season. It was a great game, but now you go on the road to Rams Stadium. It's going to be packed on a Friday night. The whole town's going to shut down. I know your guys are kind of used to that from last year, but what's the expectations with Valley?
Well, I mean, they're going to be a different football team, obviously, than they were last year. And I think, most importantly for me as a head coach going against them this year is at the quarterback position. And, they were kind of by committee last year. This guy, he moved in middle of the year, from a different school, and he ended up playing. So, different style. He definitely is a guy that can really throw the football, sit back there in the pocket. And so he's a really, really good player. And then, they got athletes, they got receivers. They had a few guys move in on the perimeter. So they got some good receivers, but they got two really good inside linebackers that we faced last year that are coming back. So kind of the same mode we were last year, I mean, not to say that, anything more than they're a bigger school than us. The roster's a lot deeper. So we're going to go in here and we're going to fight our tails off, and we're going to give everything we got. But I just hope our guys can hold up in this heat, because that's going to be a major factor. And, I want our guys to do what we did last year. However it goes, it will go good for us, it go bad for us early in the ball game. Just keep fighting and keep playing. It's a full quarter game. And I think last year showed, just really about our program. Just, obviously we had everything go wrong, all the obstacles in the first quarter, and we found a way to fight back. And I think that's what, I just want to see our kids do this Friday night, is just come out and look. Obviously, first ball game, you're going to have stuff that's got to be corrected going into week 2. You're going to have penalties. You're going to have some things happen. But I want our guys to play with a lot of effort, and in our attitude be what it's supposed to be. And let's go out here and see what we can do.
8 p.m. this Friday night, Valley, Glenwood. We are going to be traveling with the Gators to Rams Stadium to bring you all the action. It'll start at 7:30, games at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Coach, it's going to be a lot of fun. And we talked about this at Media Day, but right now you still have not made a decision on the quarterback. That thing is going to be played out on the field on Friday night. So anyone that's asking questions, this is your time to kind of let everybody know this is your mindset heading into week 1.
Yeah, I mean, and we still got guys repping at that position, along as receiver or linebacker.
So you still have positions that are open right now.
We still do right now. And but Thrift, I'm a little bit different. I don't look at, this is the guy, he's the starter for the rest of the season. I try to build competition within our guys. I want our guys to be on the seat of their edge, saying, if this guy right here keeps on fighting, then he's going to take my spot. Because when you get comfortable, that's when we start declining.
Complacency.
So, yeah, 100%. So at the end of the day, from the quarterback position, we got 2 guys repping right now, and they were both repping in practice. And, like I told you earlier, everybody will know who, I guess, quote unquote, who takes the first snap at quarterback.
Right.
The opening play we get on offense. So I'm excited about both of them, as well as other positions. So, like I told you at Media Days, the offense is going to look a little different.
Right.
Obviously, we got a different trigger man back there. So, but, what we do is going to be the same. We're still going to play with pace and things like that. So we're just excited. And like I told the kids, that I'm excited to go watch these guys play.
Yeah.
That's what I'm ready to do.
So last week, obviously, Georgia's the only teams that played. Alabama did. Did you take any away from the teams last week? I saw a lot of cramps from all 3 games that we broadcast. We saw a ton of cramps. Is there anything you kind of took away from watching the Georgia team play that you want to make sure your team is prepared for heading into Friday night?
I think the biggest thing when you turn, I finally got home Friday night, and that's always tuning into y'all's live coverage and stuff like that. Like you said, the cramp. So, we started preparing for that today. Yeah. We take these hydration liquid IV packets with water, and so we try to pump the fluids. We talk about the nutrition and stuff like that. So I think that was the big thing. But I think number 2 is the penalties. I mean, early in the year you see a lot of penalties. So
ton of them.
You try to play clean ball. You try to talk about it and coach it in practice. But it's usually going to happen. And then heaven forbid. And I talked to our guys about this today. And I always talk to our guys about the discipline side of it. We can't do the things that we saw another team do over there on the other across the water, and
Right.
it's not acceptable in our program. So it's good to see other teams have to deal with that, but it's a good coaching moment for our team.
No doubt.
So we can talk about it and all this kind of stuff.
No doubt about it. And we're just getting bombed right now, but it's okay. It
Yeah.
happens. On the Glenwood Coaches Show here at Mike and Ed's Barbecue. All right, Coach. This is for the entire community, okay, because I'm getting people texting left and right. Are y'all going to be doing the game? We are doing the game, but you still need to drive down to Valley
That's right.
and Ram Stadium to check out the Gators. So this is your cry out to the entire Glenwood community on why you need them there at Ram Stadium this Friday night cheering on your Gators.
Well, look, it's 2025. We're starting a new season.
Yeah.
We got a lot of new players, a lot of new faces going to be out there. But most importantly, for our family and our football team, we're going on the road.
Yeah.
So we're going into uncharted waters from a football standpoint. We've never played at Valley.
Ever.
So, we're going to need the support. We're going to need everybody cheering the Gators on. And most importantly, we need everybody in those stands and, to show these boys that, football matters at Glenwood.
No
and
doubt.
when they run through that paper, they want to see a big crowd. And, they want to see the support from the fans. So, but I have no doubt in my mind our fans are going to show up through if they always do. And I think they always will. And they're going to come support these kids.
His name is Ryan Nelson. Year number 4 of the Nelson era begins this Friday night. Thank you again so much, Coach, for the time. And thank you to Mike and Ed's Barbecue. Come get you some excellent barbecue sandwiches. I'm literally starving, Coach. It's the first thing I smell when you pull up. You cannot deny
That's
how
right.
good it is here, man. Thank y'all so much for watching. We'll see you next time on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.